I've got to say I've been approached by a lot of people about fears of safety late at night, and also as well, I mean, tripping up, and I mean, I've walked down lots of streets after midnight when the lights have gone out, and you know, I've had a couple of narrow misses tripping up, and you do feel a little bit vulnerable. So I think it's wrong that they are being turned out. I mean, they've been turned out by KCC to save money. But what I would say is what KCC should perhaps be doing is looking at replacing the lighting systems with low energy LED type lighting. They'll have to pay out for that up front, but that will save lots of electricity and the need to replace the bulbs and so on. So I think KCC should be looking at keeping the lights on, but using a newer, cheaper technology so that money is being saved.
I don't blame their concern. I mean, this is a bit of a funny, double-edged story. Street lights cost an awful lot of electricity, in terms of the green issues of just simply lighting streets where there's no one on them. I've been maintaining for a long, long time that they should be replaced with LEDs, and I think that is actually taking root within KCC, who are going to, rescind their earlier decision, and the lights will be coming back on. And thankfully, there'll be low-energy LED ones. So I think it will be happening. They shouldn't have been turned off in the first place, in my view. But we're going to have common sense prevail once more.
I totally understand it. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I can see both sides of it. I can see that it's an expense that we need to save, and also I can fully understand people's worries about safety and crime. I mean, if I had my way, I would probably do something like intermittent lighting, every other lamppost. Lamppost. There must be ways around it, especially with new technology, to provide light that is, so that people are safe, but also to make costs where necessary. And also, I think they are replacing them all with LED lights, which of course will be cheaper, but that needs to be done quicker.
I think there's a broader issue about Thanet District Council. By any measure, and if you look at the measures that are available, things like deprivation, things like child education attainment, the number of people who are unemployed, Thanet has been bottom of the pile for far, far too long, and some of that has to be laid at Thanet District Council's door. Now, when we come down to specifics, a lot of this comes down to cost measures and cost savings. I think that balance has to be struck between the need for lighting and what local people want. But the root cause of this is cost cutting, and if you look at some of the, frankly, reckless decisions that have been made with Thanet District Council that have wasted hundreds of thousands of pounds, if not millions of pounds. If we look at Trans Europa, the scandal over the missed mooring fees for Trans Europa, which runs into the millions, it strikes me as slightly ridiculous that the Thanet Council are now looking to save money by turning lights off in areas where people might be slightly anxious about it. Local policing is an issue where it's not only the perception, it's not only the reality of crime, it's the perception of crime. And certainly we would want to make people feel comfortable in their own homes. And that's about having a dialogue with the community about what they want. That's true devolvement down to local issues and getting local policing. But the bottom of that is about budgeting and cost. And I think, the big message here is that we need new talent in Thanet District Council, and we need some people who are going to make some sensible decisions.
This has been one of the most botched, ridiculous waste of policies we've ever seen. So the policy was brought in where they decided they'd turn lights off late at night to try and save money. And what we found out, it hasn't saved a penny. At the KCC budget meeting in February, where they talked about the annual budget, I asked a question and found out that to actually bring the policy in, it cost £4.1 million. Guess how much it saved? £3 million. So to turn people's lights off at night, it cost £1.1 million. On top of that, they didn't do the proper equality checks to make sure it wasn't impacting on some groups more than others, and they also didn't properly consult with people. So you had this policy brought in, it is absolutely appalling. No wonder the cabinet member recently resigned, because it's just an absolute shambles.
Well, I think it's plainly ridiculous, because I live where they go out and it's pitch black, and one time when I come out of the pub, often at 1 o'clock, that's I own a pub, by the way, I'm not an alcoholic, when I come out of my pub I can't see anywhere nothing in front of me at all when it's a no moon. So I could trip over as well, and if I was slightly old, you could trip over, dangerous crime. And it doesn't really save that much money. I mean, if you're going to turn lights off, turn the motorway lights off. I mean, I don't know, that's probably not very safe either. Or let's fit LED light bulbs into those lights, so we save in 80% electricity anyway, and invest in that, really.